Riders are abandoning sport bikes in droves, down 12% last year, while modern classics surged 34%. Here's the trap nobody warns you about. Half these retro machines ride like museum pieces with fuel injection. The other half deliver everything you actually want: torque you can use, comfort past 200 miles, and character that doesn't require constant wrenching. Today's ranking uses 4 filters: real-world torque feel, comfort beyond 150 miles, maintenance reality, and resale value. Let's separate the posers from the performers. Number 7. Kawasaki Z900RS. The Z900RS earned 7th because Kawasaki solved something competitors ignore. They built a retro that doesn't sacrifice modern performance. Where most heritage bikes force you to choose between character and capability, this delivers both without apology. That 948cc inline 4 produces 111 horsepower and 69 pound-feet of torque. Second gear, 3,000 RPM, short on ramp, twist the throttle and it just surges clean without drama. Power builds smoothly through redline, and you'll feel immediate response without intimidation. The 6-speed transmission clicks precisely, and fuel injection eliminates the cold start rituals air-cooled engines demand. At 32.7 inches and 476 pounds wet, most riders flat-foot this at stoplights. The seat stays comfortable past 200 miles, and the upright position reduces wrist strain on highway slogs. The honest drawback: suspension feels soft for aggressive cornering, wallowing mid-turn when you're pushing hard. At $11,799, it competes against premium nakeds while undercutting European alternatives by $3,000. 3-year models typically hold 68% of MSRP value. Maintenance follows Kawasaki's standard 7,500-mile intervals. Nothing exotic, nothing intimidating. Number 6. Yamaha XSR900. Let's address what you're thinking. The XSR900 looks like Yamaha bolted retro bodywork onto their MT-09. That's exactly why it works. You get proven modern performance wrapped in styling that doesn't scream for attention. At 32.9 inches and 423 pounds wet, you'll notice the light handling immediately. This flicks through traffic like a naked sport bike, because it basically is one. Tight parking lot U-turns feel effortless compared to heavier machines here. The reality nobody mentions: the seat grows firm after 150 miles, and wind buffeting gets tiresome above 75 miles per hour without adding a windscreen. The 890cc crossplane triple produces 117 horsepower, more than anything ranked below it. Here's what separates this engine. That irregular firing order creates a rumble mimicking V-twin character while delivering inline-3 efficiency. Power hits hard at 5,000 RPM and pulls clean to 10,000. The ride-by-wire throttle offers 3 modes, though you'll leave it in standard after the first week. At $10,299, it undercuts most competitors here while delivering the most horsepower per dollar. Yamaha's CP3 engine has proven bulletproof across multiple models since 2014. 4-year resale values hover around 62%, solid for Japanese machinery but nothing exceptional. Number 5. Husqvarna Svartpilen 801. You'll love the Svartpilen if you're done with fake heritage, or hate it if you need chrome and nostalgia. Husqvarna prioritized function over sentimentality, and that's precisely why this earns 5th place. The 799cc parallel twin pumps out 105 horsepower and 65 pound-feet. That's less than bikes ranked lower, so here's the scoring logic. This engine delivers usable torque from 2,500 RPM without the vibration parallel twins typically inflict. The 270-degree crank configuration creates pulses that satisfy without punishment. Cold morning start, 38 degrees, it fires immediately and idles smooth within seconds. At 33.9 inches and 416 pounds wet, this ranks among the tallest and lightest here. The WP Apex suspension, same components on $20,000 adventure bikes, soaks up broken pavement while staying composed when you're charging backroads. The honest weakness? Build quality feels functional rather than premium, with exposed welds and basic switchgear. At $12,299, you're paying for Austrian engineering and components that justify the price. Parts availability lags Japanese brands, though KTM's dealer network fills gaps. 2-year models typically hold 71% value because production numbers stay limited. Strong demand meets low supply. Number 4. Honda CB1000R. Here's the myth to bust. The CB1000R gets dismissed as too modern for this list. Wrong. This is Honda's interpretation of neo-retro minimalism, and it works because they focused on timeless proportions, not fake heritage details. After 200 miles, here's what you'll notice. Zero numbness in your hands, minimal pressure on your wrists, and a seat that doesn't punish you. The upright position and quality materials make this the long-distance surprise in this ranking. Showa suspension at both ends delivers comfort without mushiness on rough highways. That 998cc inline-4 generates 143 horsepower, the most powerful engine here. You're already doing 70, you pass without a downshift, and it never feels frantic, just progressive building that lets you use all 143 horses confidently. Peak torque arrives at 8,250 RPM, which sounds high until you realize how willingly this engine spins. The quick shifter works flawlessly up and down the 6-speed box. The catch? You'll often see low 40s miles per gallon when many riders expect 50 plus from this category. At $12,499, Honda charges a premium that resale values justify. 3-year models typically hold 73% value. Owners report trouble-free operation past 40,000 miles with basic maintenance. Quick question, would you sacrifice 20 horsepower for twice the mechanical character or take smooth power every time? Drop your answer below. Now. Number 3. Ducati Scrambler 1100 Sport. Here's why the Scrambler earns third despite producing less power than bikes ranked below it. Ducati nailed the balance between style, performance, and that intangible quality that makes you walk to the garage just to look at it. The 1079cc air-cooled L-Twin generates 86 horsepower and 65 pound-feet. Let's be honest, that's not impressive by modern standards. What matters is how that power feels. Torque arrives at 2,000 RPM with mechanical texture that makes every ride engaging. The V-twin rumble and visible cooling fins create an experience, not just transportation. You'll downshift for the sound alone. At 31.9 inches and 456 pounds wet, this accommodates shorter riders better than tall adventure bikes. The flat seat and wide bars work for hours, though the riding position pushes you into headwinds. The reality nobody mentions: valve service every 7,500 miles costs $600 to $900 at dealers, and you can't skip it. At $14,795, you're paying the Ducati premium. But here's the thing, 2-year models typically hold 76% value because demand stays strong. This costs more than Japanese alternatives because it delivers something they can't: soul that justifies the maintenance expenses. Number 2. Triumph Bonneville T120. Here's what ownership actually costs: 10,000-mile service intervals, basic valve checks, and parts availability matching Japanese brands. Triumph stretched maintenance to twice the frequency of older Bonnevilles, and their dealer network expanded to nearly every mid-sized city. That's why this earns second. Modern reliability finally matches the vintage appeal. The 1,200cc parallel twin produces 79 horsepower and 77 pound-feet. Numbers that look modest until you feel that torque at 3,100 RPM. This engine prioritizes mid-range grunt over top-end screaming, delivering usable power everywhere you actually ride. The 270-degree firing order creates a burble that satisfies without mechanical harshness vibrating your hands numb. At 31.1 inches and 503 pounds wet, shorter riders plant both feet easily. The classically sprung seat remains comfortable past 250 miles. A genuine achievement. Twin front discs and ABS deliver confident stopping. Dealers report interest from buyers aged 40 to 68, proving the styling resonates across generations. Here's the drawback keeping it from first. That perfection sometimes feels too polished, missing the raw edge some riders crave. At $13,150, Triumph positions this between budget Japanese bikes and premium European machinery. 4-year models typically hold 69% value. Number 1. BMW R9T. The R9T takes first because this is the one every used buyer cross-shops first, and that shows in resale numbers and owner loyalty. When competitors launched modern classics, they studied this bike's success formula, then struggled to replicate it. That 1,170cc boxer twin generates 109 horsepower and 86 pound-feet. Here's what defines this engine. Torque delivery so linear and predictable you'll use full throttle confidently, and that horizontally opposed configuration creates handling balance no other layout matches. Those cylinders aren't just for looks, airflow is always there, especially compared with bikes that trap heat behind bodywork. At 31.7 inches and 487 pounds wet, the low center of gravity makes this feel 50 pounds lighter at parking lot speeds. The suspension is fully adjustable, letting you dial in comfort or sportiness. Tight switchbacks, rough pavement, this stays planted while lighter bikes feel skittish. The honest critique, the riding position pushes weight onto your wrists during aggressive riding, and luggage options remain limited without aftermarket solutions. At $15,745, this costs more than anything except exotic Italian machinery. 5-year models typically hold 72% value, the highest retention rate in this class. BMW's boxer engines routinely exceed 100,000 miles with proper maintenance. Here's what actually matters. Would you rather own the bike that delivers consistent satisfaction every ride, or the one that might frustrate you occasionally but never bores you? The best bike on this list isn't necessarily the right bike for your garage. That depends on what you value when you twist that throttle. Comment your pick and tell me what you'd change after 10,000 miles of ownership. That's what we do here.